It's the crochet boss, Maurice Green with the UFC. You watching the Unnamed Sports Show.
Tonight's matchup. Longevity, baby. Proven.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yeah, I'm on my weird way. Get it like Toby. You on my way, don't get cozy. Give me my trophy. Yeah, I had to pray. I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot. I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe. Yeah, I'm on my weird way. Get it like Toby. You on my way, don't get cozy. Give me my trophies. Yeah, I had to pray. I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot. I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe. Yeah, killing my verses, living my purpose. Yeah, killing my burdens, giving my service. Yeah, I had to pray. I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot. I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe.
Yo, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Gorilla Cross Radio. Streaming live on GorillaCross.com, the Gorilla Cross app, and all of our Gorilla Cross social media platforms. I'm your host, Quan59, and we do have a big show for you guys today, right here live, broadcasting from downtown Las Vegas. My man, just in time, Josh Williams, is in the building once again. What's good, man?
Man, I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? I ain't take any losses this weekend.
Wow.
You know, we had a bye, so it's always safe to be at home. Sometimes, you know, the world of sports, dudes can fall down steps and cut themselves shaving.
Or catch that pandemic that's going around. Whatever. What is that?
True.
That is also
There's other things that can happen at home.
I do
It's
have
possible.
one. I do have one thing. I watched a Netflix documentary this weekend. I did not know Studio 54 was named 54 because it was on 54th Street. Never knew it. That was news to me.
That's a good documentary, by the way.
It was a good documentary. I did fall asleep. I will finish it.
That's because we don't watch things till like 2 a.m. That's not your fault.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, yes. Come
Especially
on.
in bed.
Yes, exactly.
It's entrapment.
Like I can't wait to watch this. Let me grab a slice of pizza and lay in bed. What could go wrong?
Entrapment is what happens.
What's the name of that doc? Is it
It'll come up. It'll come up.
54th Street?
Yeah, that's not it. but that when they said that, because he kept saying studio, and I was like, oh, that's cool. He doesn't call it Studio 54. He just says studio.
Oh.
But came out, found out it was on 12th and 54th Street.
I'm glad I wasn't old enough to go to Studio 54. I'd be dead.
Also, didn't know Studio 54 was only literally open for like less than 2 years. What in the world?
You can get a lot done in 2 years.
Apparently so, but go ahead.
Well, they had gotten some trouble too, and that's kind of why they had to close down. There was a lot of stuff going on there. That,
lots and lots.
Is trafficking illegal, or is that new?
I mean, neither is not having a liquor license.
Ooh.
That's where I started.
Did they give out prostitution licenses? Because they were doing a lot of that too.
No. This was the deuce in the 70s and the 80s. No crime, no foul. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just pay off the right people.
It
You'll
was
be
a
fine.
foul like when you call a foul when you have 19 but you're playing 21. That's how they be fouling you. Like no blood.
No.
I
As soon
didn't
as you get the
stab 'em.
19.
You get the 19, they start leg sweeping.
Like,
No foul.
What foul? We
Yep,
only 21.
that's how the board of business licenses probably acted with Studio 54.
This daggone generation will never understand.
It's game point. It's fine.
They'll never understand game point.
They'll never understand game point.
listen,
baby.
if you could do us a favor and share the live video stream with your people today, we would appreciate that. We are here live every Monday, 1 p.m. West Coast time, and sometimes Thursdays, 1 p.m. West Coast time as well. So make sure you check us out right here on Gorilla Cross Radio. We are Unnamed Sports Show because we have no name. That's basically why, guys. There's nothing creative about it. But Cream, how you feeling, man? I see you still repping the squad, even though the whole squad's hurt.
I am at peace. I'm at peace. You know what?
Okay.
This year was stressful enough. I could just be a football fan now, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I could just watch football and just watch draft picks, and I'm good. I'm out for the year. That's fine. Come back next year. It's cool, baby.
And like I was telling you, before the show, if it had to happen, this is a good year for it to happen. We can, it's 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot's gone on
Yeah.
in the year 2020, so we could deal with. My bad. I have the remote all up in the camera. I'm trying to change stuff. I'm multitasking. I need
And of course,
interns
you turn right
here.
to Sean Connery, so why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Sean Connery.
Yeah.
But listen, man, we just found out before the show started, Jimmy Garoppolo out indefinitely, which to me means keep him out for the season.
Pretty much.
No reason to bring him back.
Because
and then
of?
10 minutes later, we get the news that George Kittle is out 8 weeks, which there's only 9 weeks left in the season.
Right. So that's it. That's a wrap. No point in bringing Sherman back in week 11. No D Ford week 10. Nah, you know what? Some of the guys ain't gonna be back anyway. So I'm not risking it
Yeah. There's no point.
in this division.
There's really no point. Yeah.
And you know what?
Toughest division in
the last
football.
time this happened, we ended up with Nick Bosa. We did not deserve that pick at all. You know what I mean? So hey, if it works out, it works out. And that's gonna happen with Dallas too. If they decide, hey, I'm out, they can get a draft pick they probably don't deserve and come back strong.
What
next
I'm
week.
afraid of is we're going to be good enough to not get a great.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now,
great
we
pick.
ain't gonna be. We ain't
But
gonna
I
be.
think we are, because there's some horrible teams right now. I mean, you look at the NFC East, they get 4 of the top 10 picks,
Yeah, well, but if we get in the top 10, that's way higher than we deserve.
but I don't even know if we get in the top 10.
Based on the talent of the team. I
might.
think we will.
I hope we are smart enough, because that's been one of my beefs with 49ers throughout the years. We'll always, those really bad years we had, we would always win like the last 4 games.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, wait, we're
You went from
We're tanking,
3
Yeah,
to
I remember,
12.
Remember
Yeah.
the year when Cleveland they went 1-15, not 1-16, 1-15,
yeah.
and that one win, they tied us with one win, and I'm like, all we gotta do is lose out, baby. We got this. And Colin Kaepernick just had to beat the Rams, couldn't help himself, and we missed out on him. And we get Solomon Thomas instead, who also is hurt.
Who did you want to draft that year?
Myles Garrett.
Oh no!
Put him and Nick Bosa. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation.
But then Nick Bosa doesn't even exist.
Well, see the next
Parallel universe.
But see, the next year is when Garoppolo got hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So because he got hurt, the whole team went down. We ended up with the second pick. We were better than number 2 pick, and
Yeah.
you know what?
You all proved
you
it.
might do the same thing that we're gonna do this year. Like, hey, Miles, we're about to be 3-13. Why don't you go ahead and sit this one out, Chief? You know what I'm saying? You never know.
I guess I hear you.
So
But
see.
what? Yeah. So what about the rest of the games yesterday?
man, that Steelers Ravens game was those. What is it about those two teams, man? Like, they can't help it. They have to have close games and like weird games, and
I
it
liked,
never goes according to form.
I will say that I just like that both of them are relevant, because usually they'll have good games and one team is not playing up to par and the
Yeah.
other team might be playing for something, and then the other team comes and ruins their
Yeah.
season. But yesterday they both had something.
I feel like in the 10s is when like the Ravens started taking more of the,
Big brother.
the upper hand.
They started to
Right,
kind of
right.
take the big brother
And the
feel
Steelers
away.
are like, all right, now we're here and we're back, and that defense is legit. But the Ravens went all up and down the field on them. I told you before the show, first team ever to outrush a team by 200 yards and lose.
And lose the game.
Lose a game.
Outside of
Usually you running that
1930s.
much because you're running the clock out. You know what I'm saying? But no. These men had 250 yards rushing to 48 or something like that.
That's
lost.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Now, I did see something earlier today that was saying, is this Big Ben's best team that he's had? And I'm like,
He's had a lot of good
this
teams.
was the first.
Been to 2 Super Bowls.
This
man.
was the first game where I actually started to actually feel like, oh, okay, the Steelers are legit.
This is the first game?
Well, last week with the Titans, because remember the Titans still hadn't really played anybody,
And
so it
then
was
the
kind of like
Titans
both of them.
And they made a comeback too,
You know what I mean? So it was a little bit interesting, but yesterday's game, I was really like, all right, I think they're starting to be a little bit more.
I will say this. You can obviously tell it ain't the same Ben that it used to be from those Super Bowl years. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. Of course not. He come off elbow surgery.
You're not the same Kareem
Yeah,
as 2 years ago.
I'm not saying that it was a month ago. You know what I'm saying? But he's coming off elbow surgery and he's older. Yeah, I get that. But that being said, it is just amazing to me how people create these
narratives.
Because they just want to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's just what they want to do. If a certain other quarterback who got hurt today had won this year like he was winning last year, the way Big Ben is winning this year, they'd be saying, well, it's just a defense and a running game, isn't it? No.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Nah, people come up with the opinion first, and then they center it around everything else just because that's what they want to believe. That's what they want to say. That's where they want it to go.
For me, I only say simply the offense isn't anywhere near what they have been.
But understand what I'm saying. I don't think Ben should be doing anything different. What you want? We're winning. What you want me to do? What you want me to do? Run more? Yeah. I'm up by 17. We want to pass more? What do you want me to do? No, I want the game to end. Let's get out of here. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I'm not the one saying he should be doing it different.
Yeah.
But that's NFL for you, man. Like, people have their one way of thinking, but they don't always apply it to everyone else. They apply it to a situation they want to. Steelers are a really public team, so it's okay when he does it, and I'm saying it's okay when he does it. Not so much when other people do it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, Herbert yesterday showed another good game. It was interesting because it was funny when it happened. I didn't think that they were going to have any way of losing the game. But the third,
come on, man. How long you been doing this, man?
No. But the 3rd and 6 where he took the deep shot instead of hitting Keenan Allen underneath.
Yeah.
And Keenan Allen was pissed and was like really mad. But then they made the field goal. So it was like, you still got 3.
Yeah.
But if they would have been able to keep that drive going, even if they would have got 3 later, it still would have been another minute 30 off the clock.
Mm-hmm.
For them to let that game go in Denver against a rival, both had the same record. I think they're both 2-5.
Yeah.
Both teams have looked better than 2-5 to me. But that was a tough one for them.
Denver's kind of got the thing with, because I actually kind of like Drew Lock, and usually it's the thing where, like, which one of these coaches is going to mess it up first? And Fangio tried. He tried to mess it up. He's like, we're just going to run this ball. It's like 1 mile per hour wind. What do you mean we're going to run this ball?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, let that boy cook.
Yeah.
And then
he's got enough receivers.
Yeah, right.
How many receivers do you need to have?
I mean, exactly. And the tight end. And then finally let him cook, and that's when they made their comeback. But this time, like I said, normally it's the coaches that mess it up. But the players on the field decided, we don't want this game bad enough. Let's just do all the stupid we could do.
The defense just fell apart.
Well, not just that, but like you said, where Herbert could have got the first down, could have done the smart thing, but the players decided, no, let's go for it. And the coach probably like, I really got to go in this press conference, take the blame for this? Really? I really got to go in there and fall on the sword for this guy? You see what you just did to me? I mean, Herbert's going to be a really great quarterback for his next coach.
Wow. You think he's going to get fired? You think that one's going to go?
Done. You can't lose that many games like that, man. Eventually, even if it's not your fault, eventually it's like, we're just going to keep the same atmosphere. I like him, too. I really want him to succeed.
How old is Keenan Allen? I'm trying to think. Is he like 28?
He's got
to be like 28.
Well, he looked like he was 47 when he was 23. So I'm assuming that he's like 68 now. So, maybe 31.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if he's an older player, I think you have to reset it. But if he's just got Greg Oden face and he's 26.
Oh, he's got Greg Oden hair too. That.
I mean, it could be definitely. I think the offense at least looks good.
offense looks
The
great.
defense has been hit or miss.
Yeah,
It's kind of a weekly thing.
but look where that ball went, right? Where Derwin James would have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's always something with that team. Always something.
Just can't get right.
Can't get right.
But
Same thing with Denver. They always have these crazy games at Denver too.
But Denver, if Drew Lock keeps looking good, and they've put enough weapons around him where it's like, okay, you have to at least be decent.
The only weapon they haven't put around him yet is control, and that's the problem.
What do you mean?
Like they're playing him like how they used to play Russ. Like, let's just stay conservative. Okay, now go win it for us on 3rd and 8.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only.
It's the fourth quarter. All we can do now is let you do it.
Now, okay, now
Yeah.
we kept it close enough. Okay, thanks.
That's true. No, that's true.
That's how I got hurt. Thanks, coach.
But yeah, I mean, look, it was a good week of games. I feel like there was a lot of really out of whack lines. I was shocked. I wasn't shocked, but 20 points on the road for the Chiefs to still go cover that is still 20 points.
That was in KC.
It was in KC. I thought it was in.
Nah, it was in KC.
Oh, okay. Well,
but
they should have done it then.
But here's the thing, though. It was like, it was 28-9 for a minute, and I was like, yo, they really gonna sit on this, and they're gonna win by 19. Like, someone's gonna lose by the hook on this, and they put the last one in, and that was the end of that. But
Tyreek Hill
19 and a half.
Tyreek Hill makes me nervous on my fantasy team, but at the same time, like, if he can get his touchdown or yards early, I at least feel good.
You're good. Yeah, exactly.
But it's that late one where it's like, just throw one bomb to him, please.
One, please. Yeah.
Now, did your team win or you guys had a bye?
No.
Who?
The Washington football team.
Oh, okay.
No, we were on a bye. We were on a bye this week.
So I was wondering why you were so happy.
You're the only,
yeah, no, that's
like
why I can wear my jersey with pride.
It's the only way not to lose ground in the divisions is to have a bye week or play each other. It's the only way.
And what'd you guys think about the Trash Bowl last night?
Are you talking
That was
about the
awful to watch.
the
I didn't watch it at all.
What was it?
I watched it because it was in front of me.
It's your division.
Eagles and
Cowboys, right?
Yeah, but come on, that game, bro. Like,
Listen,
what's the dude's name? Ducini, whatever. Ducini falling from the sky. Let's get lit. What was the name?
Danucci or
oh yeah,
something
Danucci.
like
That's old school, bro.
Yeah, no, right.
That's pretty good.
Name the rap group.
No way they will. They'll know they will.
Stop it.
What?
I can't remember the name of the rap group.
This is it. What?
I remember the song.
Ducini
Camp Low.
falling from the sky.
Yeah, see.
Camp Low had one dude on there. If you listen to him, you're like, what? What did you just say for 7?
But he sounded dope saying
He
it.
sounded dope saying it.
Sounded dope saying
I was
it
like,
every
yo,
time.
you didn't say anything for about 45 seconds. What? Did you even rhyme?
No.
Nah, he didn't even rhyme, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I don't think I ever knew the name of the group.
Okay.
That was one of
Yeah,
those.
You were a little younger. A little bit younger.
I mean, I think that was like 5th grade, 6th grade.
Yeah, I think it was 9th grade for me, so.
What year was it?
I was
96, 95, 96,
I was out of high
96.
school.
Dang, you
Nice.
Year I
you're
was out
that
of high
much
school.
older than me, Green.
Oh yeah, put it on wax. Thanks.
Doesn't feel like it until you start saying
That was my freshman year. I
that was
graduated
6th grade.
2000.
That was 6th grade. That was
Yikes.
6th grade.
Oh, that's
And they
good.
only had one hit. I never had to try to remember who they were.
That's the fair point.
All
Thanks.
right, listen, we're
thank
going
you,
to
Josh,
get
for telling me
into
that guy
more. We're going to get into more football in a minute. We're going to get into UFC. There was a big UFC fight this weekend. Hopefully, Anderson is done. and
Sounds
retired,
like it.
but
Sounds like it.
Connor
Well.
wants him to keep fighting. So we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. A lot more UFC coming up that we're going to be talking about here on the show. But we do have a guest live in the studio. So, Josh, introduce her. How did you meet? And this is dope, man. I'm excited about this guest today on the show.
We have the next wave at UConn, and I know she's already feeling embarrassed because she already has that kind of personality over here. But we have Miss Caroline Ducharme coming to the mic, gonna give us a little bit of information about her process, her steps of getting to UConn. You know, the biggest thing when I speak to any children really is
UConn, though.
UConn, exactly.
UConn, bro.
UConn,
Yeah.
Duke. You know what I mean? There's certain programs that are the upper echelon
Oh, yeah.
that everyone reaches for, but it's like I was going to Duke, but then I ended up at Illinois. Still great.
That's wonderful.
I still made it.
Look at my
but
room and board. but-
didn't make it to Duke. So I mean, we're gonna definitely talk to her about that and just kind of get where she wants to go. So
Wow. That's a big deal.
sorry. Where did I meet? I met her at. You did ask me that. Met her at Impact Basketball last week. While I was there watching some of the other guys in the draft process, and met her mom. Started talking to her mom, and Mom gave me the whole family lineage. So
Nice.
we're excited to get more information out of Miss Caroline.
Nice. So we're gonna get her on right now. If you want to go ahead and pull her up, Josh.
Okay.
But I mean that's exciting, man. We're meeting a possible legend, Cream.
Right.
A
Right.
future legend.
Yeah. I mean, that's what UConn makes.
That's all they make.
That's all they make.
That's all
Legends.
they make.
It's like a legend.
That's not
factory.
pressure, is it?
I mean,
Little bit of pressure.
A little bit of
A
pressure.
little bit of pressure.
you can put it
Little
down if you
bit.
want to.
Yeah, you can pull the mic up a little bit, or you can pull the chair down. Get her set up real quick. My bad.
You good?
That's why I need an intern, folks.
Yeah. The pregnant pauses. Cream. What's
That's what they're called.
it's called a pregnant pause.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
I wouldn't have guessed that.
That's-
Like you're
that's
you're
what
saying
it's
it like whoa, wasn't it obvious? That's what they would call it. Nah, it's not obvious at all.
It's called a pregnant
No.
pause. Like anytime there's like
They
dead air,
didn't
like
think
if
about
it's-
calling them like contractions or something.
No.
Like shorten that up a little bit. Isn't
Oh my goodness.
that what they actually call pregnant pauses? I don't understand why they wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
You know
I
what?
have no
I don't
idea
know
why
what's
they
wrong
call
with
it that,
this.
but that is what
Wow.
it's called. That's,
Wow. Well, we have the legend right here with us, future legend in women's basketball. How does it feel just even be able to say your name next to the name UConn?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I think a lot of people like grow
Pull that
up
mic towards you a
watching-
little more.
There you go, right there.
watching them, and that was
Yeah.
definitely me. Like I watched them my whole childhood, so to say I'm going there it's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely in women's basketball, the mecca of women's basketball. They've been killing it for years.
Yeah.
Gino out there, I mean, what do you say about him and what he's done with that program? All the women that have come from there that have gone on to do big things in the WNBA overseas, the Olympics, I mean, everything.
Yeah.
They've done so much. Who were some of your UConn idols growing up as a kid that you just looked at like, I want to be like them. I want to go to that school?
Yeah, I mean, Diana Taurasi is definitely one of my favorites. I just love the way
GOAT.
she plays. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so her, Sue Bird, just like watching them, how long they've been able to play and just how much they've done with the game on and off the court. And then I would say like the more recent people like Brianna Stewart, Katie Lou Samuelson, they're really fun to watch. So probably them, yeah.
Now Tennessee was always my go-to back in the day, but they've fallen on tough times after Pat.
Yeah.
But to Quan's point, UConn, even when Tennessee was there, UConn always was still, from Rebecca Lobo down, was always the program that everyone always wanted to go to. And can you basically bring us through not only your recruitment to UConn, but just maybe the last 2 to 3 years where you felt like this actually might be a possibility?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I always loved watching them growing up, and so it was kind of always like, what if I was able to go there? But I wanted to really like go through the whole process and not just go there because that's what I wanted to do when I was 10 years old. And so to really look at all these schools and to be able to be on campus and like watch practices and go to games and really build a relationship with the coaches, I think that was when I was kind of like, okay, now I can actually see myself as a player here, and being able to talk to the girls about it and just like all aspects of it.
Yeah.
What was that like when you met them, when you talked to the recruiting team and stuff like that, and the coach? What was that like?
I mean, it was definitely the first time I talked to them was definitely surreal and just kind of like I couldn't really believe
Yeah.
I was on the phone with like the coaching staff at UConn. But it was also really cool because one of the first times I talked to them, like they really talked about my game and stuff like specifically about me, and it wasn't just like a regular recruiting call, like what's new, how was your week,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And so
They
I
actually
think-
knew about you. They
Yeah.
did the research before they hit you up.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
to be able to have like real basketball conversations was really cool.
Were there any other schools that even had a chance or made it close
Mm-hmm.
where you having a second thought of, okay, well, maybe this might be a better fit for me?
Yeah, I mean, down to the end, I took a visit out to Oregon. I really liked North Carolina,
Yeah.
Tennessee. So I did the whole thing, but then at the end of the day, I kept coming back to UConn.
Very, very cool. Now, when you talked about all the way back when you were 10, is that when you really started to get serious about basketball?
Yeah, I would say I started playing AAU. Well, my sister started playing AAU in like 5th grade, and so I just kind of tagged along to her practices, and then I was like, oh, well, I want to do this because she was doing it, and then I just really fell in love with it. So I was probably in like 3rd grade when I started taking it really seriously.
3rd grade. So when did you know that you had a chance to go to not just college to play basketball, but an elite college?
I would say probably around middle school is when I started getting offers and interest.
I was getting offers for like a Snickers bar.
Yeah, at the ice cream truck.
You're getting college
They're like,
offers.
You get
7th
gumball.
grade. Oh my goodness.
You want to come over and play Monopoly? That's the only offers I got.
Oh
That's
my
dope.
goodness.
Wow.
What was the first moment? I mean, I know you're getting offers then, but of course we all live in our own head. What was the first moment where you thought to yourself, "Oh yeah, I'm better than every single girl on this court everywhere I go"?
I would probably say when I started like coming back from my injuries, and then because I think that was sort of like I played, but then I didn't really like. I was coming back, so it was kind of hard to think like, will I be the same player? And then when I came back and started playing again, so my freshman year was when I started thinking like I could be better than I was before my injuries, and so I would say probably.
And
around
what
there.
injuries were those that were setting you back? Right.
So I tore my ACL.
Oh,
shut up.
Yeah.
How old were you?
As a freshman?
I was in May of my 8th grade year.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
Yeah. So then I didn't play that summer, and then I played half of my high school season. And then that July, I tore my labrum in my shoulder.
Oh,
so I
wow.
had surgery for that in
Yikes.
August.
Your shooting shoulder.
Yeah, am I right?
Good Lord. Yeah, I saw which arm you touched, and I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Nature trying to make it even for the other
yeah.
girls, huh?
Okay. All right. All right. So, and then, but, you know, as a freshman, you were also still, were you still tiny at that point? How tall were you a freshman?
My freshman year, I was probably like 6 feet.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mom
Yeah.
was making it seem like you just sprouted up in the last 5 minutes. You've been this way for a minute.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you forget it for
probably-
freshman year wasn't that long ago, my friend.
Well, it's still 4 years. A lot can
Yeah.
happen.
I probably had my growth
Yeah,
spurt in
tell
like
us about
8th
it.
grade.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Now, but growing late, you know, because you were smaller in middle school and elementary school, obviously. What do you think helped from being smaller so long? Was it your playmaking or was it your competitiveness?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. Like my sister, she was a lot taller than me from the start. So when we would play together, she would just kind of like back me down or go over me. So I kind of had to learn to like be faster, quicker, just work on my handle. And so I kind of had to chip on my shoulder because I'm like, why is she so much taller than me?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
why didn't I get that? And so I think it helped with both, like having more guard skills. So then when I ended up growing, I can kind of be both.
Yeah.
So what position do you play?
I'm a shooting guard.
Shooting
so-
guard. Okay.
Yeah,
6'2" shooting guard.
Get 'em.
My goodness.
Now, did you play against boys growing up, and what was that like? Did you break a lot of dudes' hearts on the court? Because listen, I remember the first time I got whooped by girls, I'd quit playing them. Because, you know, you get that males, you get that ego, like, we're not losing
It's happened to all of
to
us.
a girl, and then you play,
Not
like,
answering that.
you play the women, and they destroy you. You're like, yo, like, this girl is good. Do you remember the first time you just smashed a dude on the court?
Well, there's always like whenever a guy like says, "Oh, do you play basketball?" "Oh, I bet I can beat you one-on-one." And so there's always that. And I've always played against my brother, who is 2 years younger than me, and now he's like 6'7", so that's always like a good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
So I
There's
think
that.
The
yeah.
whole basketball family.
That's
So
cool.
like
That's cool.
we've been able to play against each other. So there's that, and then there's always just like if I'm shooting in the gym and someone will come in and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, like shoot for it," and I'm like, "Okay." And
Okay.
Then, and then we'll play a little bit, but it's always fun.
That's
Nice.
good. That's good.
Nice.
Now, are there any players that you've patterned your game around? You know, over the course of your growing up and development.
I wouldn't say like patterned it around, but I think the UConn players I mentioned before, like I've always loved watching them and kind of taking little things from them and just like different aspects of their game. Because I mean, I want to be my own player, so just taking little things from different people, I think, has helped me.
Very cool. Very
Nice.
cool. Now that your moment is here because you've committed and you know you're going and outside of team success, because I know that you have a lot of UConn people watching, so I want to at least say that out loud before someone's like, oh, she's this way. Right. Outside of team success, are there any personal goals that you have over your time there? You know, because obviously championships are always paramount there. But to get to the point where you're a one-name person, where you're Caroline and everyone knows what that means, what are some things that you want to do and accomplish while you're in stores?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the reason I chose to go to UConn was because I felt the coaches could really push me and help me grow to be able to play at the next level. And so I think that's the biggest thing is my end goal is I want to play professionally and I want to make my living off of that. So I think that, and then just helping my team win and whatever comes with that. So if that's like All-American awards and stuff like that, I think that'll come with a winning team and helping your team. So I think that.
Very cool.
Great answer.
Now
Don't put a target on her,
Exactly.
Josh. Come on, man.
Hey, man, I backed it up.
Those are some tough practices you already got to go through. All right, the practice is gonna be harder than the games. Come on, man.
What have the coaches said about what your role could be and what you think it is coming in as a freshman? Do you get a lot of playing time as a freshman, or do you have to just kind of sit and wait?
I mean, they don't really say specifically. I think one of the last calls I had with Coach Oriema, he was like, I'm not going to promise you anything. And a lot of these coaches promise these recruits to like playing time and starting and stuff like that. And he's like, I'm not going to promise you that. If you come in and practice and you play well, you play. If you come in and practice and you don't play, you won't play.
Yeah.
And so I kind of liked that straightforwardness. And it kind of just puts it on me to have good practice.
So did you have some of the schools that did tell you that? Was that kind of a turnoff, knowing like you haven't even seen how I would interact with other players, how I would be in practice for you to try to promise me anything?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it for some schools. Like, they don't have as many people as a UConn has or like the legacy of that. So I kind of get that they have to do that, but
you're going to be great.
Yeah.
We're going to roll it out to you. Just give her the ball and get out of her way.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah,
That's great. That's
dope.
really good.
So who are some of your favorite players right now in the WNBA? Do you have a favorite team? And what did you think about the bubble that they had to play in this year?
I think I loved watching the Storm play. I just loved like Brianna Stewart and Sue Bird. Their connection was really fun to watch.
It's not even fair.
Yeah.
At all.
Those two being together. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was really fun to watch. And they had so many other pieces, and so it wasn't just them. And so I felt like they were like truly a team, so it was fun to watch them. And yeah, I thought the bubble was really cool that they were able to still get a season, and they were successful with it. And a few girls that played on my AAU team were playing in the bubble, so I was able to contact them during it. And so they were just saying like it was a grind and it was hard every day, and it wasn't like a regular season, but they were happy that they were able to play somehow. So
yeah.
Now, you spoke about wanting to play professionally. One thing that's different about the WNBA in relation to the NBA is that there aren't as many teams, and so every year there's a new crop of girls coming in that kind of put pressure on the players that are already there to stay and sustain. When you talk about Sue Bird's been in the league for 17 years now. Is it something that you take into account that you have to continue to push yourself because you're still going up people that, against people that are still in the prime of their career?
Yeah, definitely. I think like similar like what you're saying, it's so different in the NBA. There's less spots, and so it's just so much competition, and every year I think it's similar to being at a UConn. Every year there's going to be more recruits, and so it's the same thing in the WNBA, and people go through different teams and they get dropped and then they get picked back up, and so it's really like a mental game with staying on top of your game and knowing you might not always have a team, but just to keep working and someone else might pick you up, and it's all just however it works out.
Wow. That's awesome. What are some of the other things you're interested in? I know you're probably playing basketball all the time. You're out here in Vegas right now. Is this your first time in Vegas, or you've been here a lot?
We were here 2 years ago. I had a camp, Blue Star 30 camp in the Strip.
No, nice. So what are your other interests besides basketball?
I would say, well, really with my family, just spending time with my family, and so much of that is basketball, but I think just like having time together, and when my sister comes home, it's really nice to have us all together, and with my brother being here in Vegas with us, like it's really fun to have this experience together, and so just supporting each other and being there for each other.
How much does that help you being able to have family around through this whole process and traveling with you and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's huge, and I think especially during like the quarantine, having 3 basketball players home to be able to work out with and push each other, and we know what each other needs to work on. So having that, and my parents are a huge part of that, like being able to watch film and like really talk basketball with us. And I know a lot of my friends didn't have a hoop or didn't have anyone to play against, didn't have a rebounder, and that was really hard for them. So I felt really lucky to be able to have them through this whole thing.
Now, was that scary for you at all when everything gets shut down? We don't know when we could play basketball again. I'm going into my senior year. You know, I want to, you know, give more. I'm going to UConn. So what was that process like in your mind, thinking like, yo, this could all fall apart because we can't even play basketball right now?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I think just little by little, things kept getting canceled.
Yeah.
And then when the NCAA tournament gets canceled, then
that was big.
Yeah.
That's when it was like, oh,
that was when that happened. I was like,
oh,
oh,
boy.
it's real.
Oh, this is for a long haul.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they canceled what?
Yeah. Then they canceled our EYBL season, and so we didn't know if we were going to be able to have any games. But I think my AAU coach was really good about finding opportunities for us, and it got easier as time went on. But just having practice or setting up scrimmages just to keep us focused and keep us like competing. And I think that's a big thing that a lot of people didn't get that, and so that was hard. But I think I was able to like make the most of the time that we did have, and being able to come out here. Like if there wasn't Corona, I wouldn't have been able to come out here because I would have school and different practices and stuff. So being able to make the most of our time, I think, was big.
I mean, you made the most of your time last year as well, being Player of the Year for the state of Massachusetts in your junior year. Okay, girl, I see.
Oh, okay, then.
Well, so not just junior player of the year.
No, player of the year.
That King of the Hill game at Thanksgiving is gonna be crazy, right, Mom? Hey, you have to wear a referee stripe or something. I need you to keep them apart, something.
No, what were your stats last year? What were your high school stats? What did they end up being?
I think it was like 25 points and like 16 rebounds, 15 rebounds.
I'm done with you.
I'm done with
As a junior,
16, 17 rebounds.
Two guard. Come on, man.
Oh my goodness.
That's insane.
Now, in some of your highlights, I also saw that you like to play some defense. So you block shots as well. Can you talk about basically being able to use your body both as a big person, but then also with your skills as a guard, and how that makes you different in terms of just the game?
Yeah, I think like we were saying before, when I was younger, I was always a guard, and so being able to, when I did hit my growth spurt, being able to kind of have both, and then I'm able to cover guards, but I'm also able to cover people in the post, and so it depends on who we have on the floor. And I think for my AU team, we're a lot bigger. For my high school team, I'm the tallest on the court, so having to be able to cover 1 through 5, I think, is something that I've had to work on a lot, and so I think that's really helped my game, and to be versatile, and it's just easier to get on the court wherever you are if you can play multiple positions.
And we got a quick 1 minute highlight reel we're going to play of her right now, right here on Unnamed Sports Show. Here we go.
I need a smoke. Top 5, if you don't agree, go check the numbers. Too many can't run with me. I'm making moves that's gonna take care of my family. She did me dirty, love my sanity. Can't handle me, I'm like an animal. Eat it like Hannibal. She got good stamina, she clean the mess up. I keep the chest up, we go get checkups. Gotta stay healthy. Already rich, now I'm trying to get wealthy. I didn't reply back, but they get the message. I send on the best, but I go like the vest. And the chains on my neck, AP water baguette. I'm ahead of the fence, keep my head on my neck, put my foot in your. I done ran out of passage to give. This get passing for real. I keep on passing on deals. One day I'ma chill, one day I'ma give me a spot in the hills. But in jail, I'm serving these packs, keep on murdering tracks, keep on rolling the dice, got my life in it. I'm a ride, I can't switch, I'll dive it. Bust down both of my wrists at 11, made both us a rich, and we both would get rich, and we never could split. Now I look over, we the ghost.
Wow, she's rising above them. They can't even touch her.
Gino just out here gobbling up national championships, huh?
And she passes the ball. She's a shooting guard that passes the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you are a Kobe fan. You're from LA.
And guards
so
1 through 5. Come on, man.
That is a little different.
That's
Look, Chris Stapps might be the unicorn, but she might be some
I don't know
chemo
what
version
other
of that.
I
was like, I don't know. Unicorns
Pegasus?
are
Like I don't know what I don't know.
No, I literally got stuck halfway. I was like, unicorns are already
I gotta help my guy out. I gotta help him out.
I've got nothing. I'm gonna just go ahead and die on this hill.
So who'd you bring in the studio with you?
My parents, my mom and dad.
Okay, what's up? How you doing?
Oh my
That's
goodness.
cool.
Now I did have one more question for you. Offensively and defensively, what kind of players give you trouble? Like when you're like, okay, this is a harder person for me to guard, or this person guards me tough. Like what kind of things? What's the scouting report on Carolina right now?
I would say hard to guard would be the little guards that just want to like rock you and they just want to get to the basket and all the head fakes and stuff like that. I think just being taller, it's harder to kind of like get down.
You gotta get low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You got to trip them once in a while so they know not to try to go around you again.
Stop that.
I would actually not encourage that. Don't do that. They might
We're
catch on.
we're from the 80s. A little different. A little different. We
They might
played a
catch
different
on
brand.
once you do it the second time. Be like, she's kind of known for this. Don't do that.
Who was the boy from Duke that did that? Grayson
Oh,
Allen.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't be that guy.
yeah. So then I would say people that cover me, I think are the people that kind of just stay with you the whole time and like don't play help or anything like that, and they're just like really athletic and
Face guarding you.
Yeah, and
Oh.
just like don't let you get the ball, and I think that's the hardest part, having to like run them off screens, and they just like never get tired. And so just the really athletic wing that is about my height or taller, I think probably that, like long.
This girl's your height and taller
Yeah.
is more athletic.
Well, I mean, yeah, but with dribbles,
Yeah.
I don't know about all that now.
They also going to UConn.
Yeah, right. Hey, that's what I said. Practice is gonna be tougher than the games.
Yeah.
You'll see him
Yeah,
in about a
yeah.
year.
Yeah, that's right.
She'll also have a blue jersey.
After practice, Duke ain't gonna be nothing.
Oh my god.
So have you met any other recruits for next year's UConn team?
Yeah, so I knew Sailor Poffenbarger is going to be a freshman with me, and Amari
Okay.
DeBerry. So I knew them before I committed, before they committed. So it's been cool to talk to them and kind of talk about next year and stuff we're doing now. And then I've gotten really close with Paige Beckers while before she was there, and she was really helpful in me trying to make my decision and talking to her about UConn and other schools, and so we've gotten really close. So I'll be excited to play with her for 3 years.
Now, when you talk to someone like that that's already there on the team, right? Do they give you the pros and the cons, or they want you on the team, so they're just giving you the pros?
Well, I mean, I'm already committed, so
Okay.
it's kind of like so she's been really helpful talking
Yeah.
about just like the little things that they talk about in practice versus in high school that you can kind of get away with,
Yeah.
and just like how hard it mentally it is too, just going every single day, and how like grueling the practices are. So it's been cool talking to her about it and kind of getting a feel for what it'll be like for
Yeah.
me.
That's dope.
Now talking about that, just in terms of the practices, what have they said? Like what do you expect that to be? Because as Kareem has said, those are going to be harder than some of your games. You know, you've got all Americans all around you.
Yeah.
What do you think that it's going to be like?
I think just very intense, and just I think Coach Auriemma's style is he expects so much of his players in practice, and I think that's what translates in the game. And so just being able to be competitive with each other and know like it's just on the court and off the court, your teammates. But I think on the court, that environment of being competitive and competing with each other and trying to make each other better, I think that's something that I saw when I went there, and so then just hearing it from Paige, I'm excited to be in that environment.
Nice. Now, I know this is going to be a long time away. You know, you got 15, 20 years to be a pro basketball player. Do you look at the future and after basketball, what do you want to be? Because you actually do the interview really good for someone young, because sometimes we get people in here, they freeze up a little bit, but you're really good on the mic.
You're ready.
Would you want to get into broadcasting afterwards, or what are your goals after basketball?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I want to play for as long as I can,
Yeah.
and then I definitely want to stay in the sport. So whether that's like coaching or something, broadcasting, or just staying
Scouting.
involved. Yeah, scouting.
Yeah.
So just staying involved in the sport somehow. Not really sure what that looks like.
And it could look like a lot of things. I mean,
yeah.
you see players all the time, and They do it all, after their careers.
In
so.
20 years, you got a spot here. we got a
We'll be
correspondent
much
already.
bigger. We'll be much bigger.
Yeah,
by then.
exactly.
We'll be on the strip.
or maybe she'll be hiring us.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, settle down, guys. You'll be working for me.
Maybe we should be worried about what we're doing in 20 years.
I don't think
She's
in
already
those
got the
terms-
next 15 figured out. Maybe we should.
I'll be
about
somewhere
that.
eating pizza.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think
yeah,
in
just
those
like you were
terms,
20
Graham.
years
It's
ago.
too late. It's too late.
It's
too late. You just take each day for as it comes.
that's true.
How old will you
That's
be in
true.
20 years, Josh?
I'll be 56.
Okay,
Wow.
you know what?
That's
I'm
old.
Yeah. Let's
Wow.
let's move on.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
That's really old.
The hair will definitely be looking more like Qua.
I'll be wearing Crocs
you-
or something.
You don't never look this good. You won't
No,
get the platinum.
Yeah. Well, you haven't met my dad. Dad is Snow White.
Really?
He went gray really early. We ruined him. He went gray. He went gray early. I'm starting to get more and more, and they're coming in like tribes. So I'm trying to keep
Caroline,
yanking them out.
This is exactly how not to do radio when you're in
Listen,
20 years.
listen.
What's going on right now?
Listen, and this is how we endear ourselves to our fans. They get to know us as people.
You're gonna want to stay on topic way more than we just did.
Yeah, no,
in
we
20
do
years,
not
all right?
stay on topic at all, Caroline.
So how much longer you out here in Vegas?
We leave Wednesday morning.
Okay. Hey, we got it right in time.
Yeah.
I did what I could.
Got
Yeah.
it right in time. How do you like Vegas? And it's different. I mean, you're underage anyway, so it's not like you're going out there partying anyways. But is
Right.
it different this time than when you were out here a couple years ago?
Yeah, well, when we were out here a couple years ago, we came in June, I think, so it was really hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
Yeah,
From Boston or Massachusetts? Oh, man, that is a change.
Yeah, so it was really hot. So this time it's been really nice weather, and
Yeah.
like it's snowing back home. So we're really happy to be here. It's really pretty.
Enjoy that flight back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever you get off the terminal, whenever you can get your bags.
When you
Yeah.
get to Logan, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Things
Yeah.
change pretty quick.
Mhm.
So what's next for you when you get back?
So we start our high school practices in a few weeks. So we don't know if we're gonna have games yet, but just trying to practice and stay competitive and just
Stay in
kind of
shape.
play it by ear. Yeah. So
Yeah.
not sure. Massachusetts hasn't allowed basketball yet. So
Yeah.
Just-
And
yeah.
they're really strict as far
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
COVID goes, the rules, right?
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah.
so.
Which is good because some
Yeah.
states aren't strict at all.
This
Yeah.
one. This
Yeah.
one. This
Uh,
one.
we were able to have 2,000 people in Allegiant Stadium for the Rebel football game this past Saturday, but we were able to have 70,000 people on Fremont Street arm to arm on Halloween. It didn't make sense.
It didn't. And you know where that
And they
absolutely
weren't
would
wearing
not
masks.
happen? Massachusetts. They would not play that in Massachusetts.
Exactly.
I'll tell you that right now.
Did you guys celebrate Halloween? Did you do anything?
We got candy at CVS and watched a movie.
There you
so-
go.
I love it.
Yeah.
I told someone that the other day, like, you don't do anything. You don't want to get candy from people. I'm like, I could buy it myself.
Yeah.
I can just get it.
And I can make sure
It's
that
not. What do you mean? Why does it have to be given to me by somebody?
Exactly.
It's the
different.
cashier is somebody.
why do we always have
It's
to
a
get
surprise.
free stuff?
Why? It's a surprise.
Sure.
I want
Oh,
someone
yes,
to give me
I'm
something more
shocked that that
expensive
bag
than a
that says-
bag of
yeah.
$2 candy.
I'm shocked that bag that says Kit Kat on the outside has a Kit Kat inside. That
Surprise.
is so surprising.
I'm just more upset that I went and spent $30 on candy and not one child showed up because, yeah, COVID.
Or
I had my
maybe-
mask. I had my mask. I was ready. I was ready to go.
Maybe the parents said stay away from that house.
Or maybe-
that's
No,
the
no,
weird guy.
no.
Maybe you should go to their house, just give out candy. See how that works out for you.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that, please.
Don't do that.
That's-
Actually, don't do that.
That could
Listen,
go.
you want to give it away so bad.
I don't want to get shot in the process.
Well,
of,
wow.
of
I don't
giving
know
it
where you
away.
live. But,
Well, you know.
I do know where you live. You ain't getting shot over there. Well,
Yeah.
well.
The reason I was late was because I have a state trooper in my neighborhood, and he pulled out as I pulled out and followed me for like literally the first 8 minutes of the
Oh,
drive.
that really,
Yeah.
So that made
that
you
really
late?
went up a notch. Oh.
Well, it made me a few minutes late.
Whoa.
I literally was driving. I
Speed
drove
limit.
sensible.
So
the
you weren't
entire
late.
way.
You were on time for what time you left.
I would, yeah, but that's not usually how I drive on the way here. So that definitely
Okay.
added some time.
Thank you for
Again, Caroline.
This is
Oh,
our
yeah.
show,
Off
Caroline.
Off
Sorry.
topic. Sorry.
that. Don't make
Go
excuses when you go to UConn like Josh does about not being on time.
ahead. Just run harder.
Why were you late for practice? There was a state trooper, and
Yeah.
my
Gino's
friend
going to
in
be
Vegas
like,
told me to drive
yeah,
slow when there's.
Gino's going to be like, well, that state trooper's going to sit right next to you on the bench. How about
His name is John.
that? Yeah,
There
friend
he
of mine.
is. There he is.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
So that's our show.
Yeah,
yeah.
Let people know, where they can find you on social media, where they can follow you and follow your career from here on out.
Yeah, my Instagram is caroline.ducharme3. So.
Cool. Is that your
Yeah.
main social media that you
Yeah.
use? Cool.
And then my Twitter is C_Ducharme3.
You can also find her on ESPN next year too.
Exactly.
Hey.
Every week.
Yeah, every week. Game of the week.
Yeah.
Again.
They don't
Yeah.
they don't lack showing UConn
No.
women's basketball.
No.
on
Plenty of
ESPN.
content.
No.
Yeah.
That
And
plays,
if it's
that
not on
plays in
ESPN,
repeat.
it will be on ESPN2 or ESPN3 or ESPN News.
Right, right.
Or
or
the Ocho.
ESPN highlights. Like, it'll be on all of them.
That's cool. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
No, not really.
No
Okay.
friends?
Shout out nobody.
Shout out a friend.
No,
And
new
she
friend.
doesn't want to.
No,
She
no.
doesn't
I
have
mean, your
to.
people back at high school. What's your high school?
Nobles.
There it is.
There you go.
She done with them
There
already.
it is.
She's
Oh,
like high
old
school.
news.
We're talking about UConn. What are you talking about? High school.
High school.
Wow.
I tried.
I dunked on all y'all. I'm out.
Oh my god.
Favorite NBA player?
Probably I like Steph Curry.
Okay.
She likes to shoot.
There you go.
Yay.
Shoot.
I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
Cool.
Who's all right? Well, who's your favorite legend from the NBA? Like, who's maybe somebody that you've only really seen in highlights and clips?
Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have you seen in his game that you like?
I just think he's very versatile, and so like he kind of does a little bit of everything, and just the way he's able to like dominate games and be a leader to his team, and I think watching the documentary really like shined a light on that. So
That's right.
Yeah,
We got to
so-
know. We got this new generation.
Wait a minute.
They ain't seen it like
Yeah.
we saw it happen.
We have to
She's
do it?
catching up.
Do it.
Don't do
So-
it, please. Oh, I'm
You
kidding.
can, you're not
okay.
gonna do the goat debate.
Yeah, of
already.
course,
gonna
of
go
course. I'm
drop
right here.
myself.
I'm gonna do that.
I'm already here
I'm gonna
now.
go
I'm
drop
here now.
myself in the bathroom.
Sorry,
guys. I'll be back.
so I already know who Dad's gonna pick, so that's fine. But who's Caroline gonna pick, LeBron or Jordan?
There we go.
I picked Jordan.
Boom.
Hey.
We still got it.
Gino,
We're still there.
you were about to earn all these natties.
She was raised right.
That's right. I knew I liked your parents. I knew it.
Do you ever get into those debates with people?
Do you ever not? It's like-
Kinda, not really. I just kind of give my opinion, and then I know a lot of people think differently, so it's
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
trust me, you're
Yeah.
doing the right thing. It's pointless.
Yeah.
It's
It's-
continuing to grow.
No one has ever at the end of them been like, you know what?
you're right.
You're right.
Yeah.
LeBron. It's never happened.
Yeah, and you can't really sway anyone
No,
either way.
they are
like once the
dug
person
in.
is this way, it's like, oh,
And you know
you're
what?
wrong.
He better be
Yeah.
dug in. He did play for 17 years. Like at this point, you better have already established it.
Yeah,
Who you think, right? I would think so.
I don't think that there's gonna be many people that are like, you know what, I'm giving up on Jordan after
You know
that.
what? Yeah,
that was
exactly.
the one. That
I
was
know
the
he-
moment.
I know he's done literally nothing upset me in 22 years, but now I've turned sour on that guy.
Oh
Are
my
there any
God.
other sports you're into?
I used to play volleyball, and then
Okay.
I played lacrosse, but
Oh,
I
wow.
haven't. Yeah, but I haven't played since my injuries. I just figured focusing on basketball.
No. Do you watch other sports?
Yeah, like I'll watch things that are on, but
Yeah.
I mostly just watch basketball.
You a Red Sox fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Did they win this year?
Stop it.
About
I
12,
can't remember
about,
who won.
about
We're
12
moving
games.
on. We're moving on. We're not even gonna.
I can't remember who won. I'm not sure because we
We're-
didn't have a show and we
we're-
didn't talk about it.
We're not even gonna dive into that soon.
Did they win though? Dodgers won. I don't really pay attention to baseball that much.
Only when his teams
God.
are winning.
Yeah. If the Braves would have won, he'd be like, "We won,
Nah.
Kareem! Aren't you so happy?"
I would have been happy for Cream and my sixth
And
grade
yourself.
self
And yourself.
And yourself.
and my sixth grade self walking around with tomahawks.
Are you a Pats fan?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay,
like
all right.
Patriots.
So pretty much everything New England. Then any weird teams? Do you like the Warriors for some
Seattle
random
Storm,
reason?
I guess.
Or a team that
Yeah.
doesn't have a name in the
Seattle
NFL.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah, I'm not really. I think the WNBA doesn't have a Boston team, so I kind of just
No, but the Sun, Connecticut Sun.
yeah. Well, Connecticut.
That would be
yeah.
basically your team,
Closest,
right?
Yeah.
Fair
It's
enough.
just not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. But people from Connecticut, they cheer for the Celtics or the Knicks. It just depends on where you fall in the state.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you know that. Like, we don't have a Massachusetts person here we could talk to about that.
I'm just saying.
Anyway,
I lived up there. It's what it is.
All right.
The closer they are to the Massachusetts line, they're Celtics. But if it's middle of the way, once you get to about Yale,
confirm or deny. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
once they
Okay.
get to about Yale,
I've been having to
it's
fact check
Knicks.
Josh sometimes.
It's Knicks. No, I lived there. I lived there for
I've
4 years.
fantastic. I be having to fact check Josh sometimes. Josh just say something. I be like, I have no frame of reference.
I do.
I'm gonna have to come back to you on this one.
Google's failing me now. But
You got to go by straight memory. Oh, it's all bad.
oh my God. Let's
All
get
right, well, we're
Caroline
going to
out of
play
here.
her highlight reel one more time to go
right.
ahead and get her out, and we'll be back and talk a little UFC, a little more NFL. We got about 15 minutes left in the show, so we will do that right when we come back right here on Unnamed Sports Show on Gorilla Cross Radio. We appreciate you coming through. I cannot wait to see you in UConn.
Thank you for having me.
For sure.
Do it.
Thank you, Caroline.
I need a. I smoke it. Top 5 if you don't agree. Go check the numbers. Too many can't run with me. I'm making moves that's gonna take care of my family. She did me dirty. Love my sanity. Can't handle me. I'm like an animal. Eat it like Hannibal. She got the stamina. She clean the mess up. I keep the chest up. We go get checkups. Gotta stay healthy. Already rich. Now I'm trying to get wealthy. I didn't reply back, but they get the message. I send them the best, but I go like the vest. See the chains on my neck. Ain't be water forget. I'm ahead of the fence. Keep my head on my neck. Put my foot in your. I didn't run out of passage to give. This get passive for real. I keep on passing on deals. One day I'ma chill. One day I'ma give me a spot in the hills. But in jail, I'm serving these packs. Keep on murdering tracks. Keep on rolling the dice. Got my life in it. I'm a ride. I can't switch out diving. Bust down both of my wrists at 11. Make both us a rich. Yeah, we both will get rich. And we never could spit. Now I look up, we the ghost.
Yeah, I'm on my weird way. Get it like Toby. You on my way, don't get cozy. Give me my trophy. Yeah, I had to pray. I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot. I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe. Yeah, I'm on my weird way. Get it like Toby. You on my way, don't get cozy. Give me my trophies. Yeah, I had to pray. I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot. I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe. Yeah, killing my verses, living my purpose. Yeah, killing my burdens, giving my service. Yeah, I had to pray, I had to kill off the old me. Yeah, had to focus a lot. I'ma shoot my shot, Kobe.
right, we're back from a super long break. We had to do our exit interviews and stuff like that. But we are back right here on Unnamed Sports Show. We're going to get into a little UFC and a little more NFL right here, too, on the show. Right now, Josh will be in the building soon. But, Caroline Ducharme from UCONN. That's dope, bro. We had a UConn future star. We're going to watch her in the WNBA soon.
Yeah.
And be able to say that we knew her before.
I mean, before the WNBA, we're going to be watching her on SportsCenter or on ESPN, and within maybe 6 months.
And to be honest, it's almost a bigger deal to play UConn than it is WNBA.
Right. You can get lost in the shuffle there. UConn, it's a big deal, man. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, but we are back. If you guys missed the live interview, make sure you check out the replay with Caroline Ducharme.
My bad.
Thanks, Josh.
I mean,
you had one job.
I was a little nervous, but anyway.
You were what?
I was nervous.
Man, this guy.
Hey, man, listen. You got to learn to fake it till you make it. So when you do it, you got to listen. You got to go full out. Look, I'm sticking the landing. My hands are raised every time.
I literally just said
that train is never
Why don't we
late.
just have her say her own name?
Good
I
job.
don't understand why we.
Good job. Well, no, but then Quan put me out there. Was like, yeah, go ahead and bring her out. I was like, I gotta go with it. We're 100% in.
Oh boy, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that.
Couldn't fake that one. Had to go at that point. Can't fake.
Like, so Caroline. Full stop.
God,
she was awesome though. Parents are.
But listen,
awesome too,
it was great. Great parents. We got to talk to her parents a little bit. After the interview. So for real, if you guys missed the conversation, make sure you check out the replay. She was great, and like I said, when we get younger people in here, they give the one-word answers. Yeah, fine. Oh yeah, it's fun. They're very nervous. She knew what she was talking about.
Yeah.
So shout out to her, and I definitely look forward to watching some UConn games now.
Yeah.
And that you can't always say that.
Right.
Sometimes you're like, daggone UConn.
Listen, another blowout. But now I just
one of our friends they used to be in the chat group, doesn't like their coach at all. So I'm glad. Yeah. I'm kind of glad he left when he did.
Oh, come on. Wow. Come on now.
Well, I mean, it would have been a bad day for him.
Shady boots.
It would have been a bad day for him to be in here.
Oh.
Oof.
Well,
I mean,
case or whatever will be. Cream.
Let's hope somebody wins tomorrow.
I like the part when she was what
who do you guys got tomorrow?
Maybe high school.
Who do you guys got in tomorrow's game?
I was like,
oh no, I didn't even think about
that.
Thing oh my God, I love you so much. I did not even think about that.
Listen, I tried so hard to hold it together
when she
said the girl's name she got recruited with, and your face like, oh. Poffenberger. Yo,
it was a name. It was a bit of a name.
No, I thought Joshua was about to have a complete stroke on the mic. He was like, "Oh,
keep it together."
And I almost lost it just looking at his face. Poffenberger. He's like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna work."
Nope.
About that, my Charlie Steiner moment.
Keep it together. Follow me to freedom.
No, the Carl Lewis joint.
Oh.
Francis Scott off key.
Wow.
Whoa. I'll make up for it now.
That is by far the worst thing ever. In the middle of a song. How do you song and how do you start singing and then shut yourself down?
If y'all have not seen the Carl Lewis singing the national anthem, I'm telling you, you will never. Let me tell you, I've been getting about 15 years out of last out of this. All right, so it does carry on. Like it's timeless. You will always laugh at it. It's just. I'll make up for it now.
I'll make up for it.
me and my friends once said, you know what we think happened? That they were like, hey, Carl, we need somebody to sing national anthem. Can you be here in 10 seconds? He's like, I'll be there in 9-9. And just sprinted there.
What a dork.
Oh, my God. I have no words for you. I'll be there in 9-9. 9-9
sprinted there and started singing.
Oh, my goodness.
Speaking of 9-9, not at all.
I run it in 9-9.
2000.
Let's run into more of these NFL games real quick. And if you guys didn't hear, 49ers are done for the season.
Yeah. No limit soldiers. We tanking.
Falcons, they won on Thursday. Bills beat the Patriots. Cam fumbled to lose the game. Bengals beat the Titans. Titans are now 5-2 after being undefeated 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
they kind of got beat.
They got handled, bro.
They got beat. I mean,
Yeah.
Joe Burrow looks really good. Same as Joe Herbert and Justin Burrow, Steve. Raiders going to Cleveland.
Beat the brakes off of Cleveland.
How does listen? Shout out to Baker Mayfield's agent because that dude has more commercials than receptions.
Well, I would hope so.
I mean, he's not Brett Favre.
He has a lot of commercials, though.
There's a lot of commercials.
A lot.
I mean, listen,
And he's a very average or
His
below
commercials are pretty
quarterback.
good.
The commercials are good.
His commercials
Well,
are.
you know
solid.
what? I mean, you can look at things so many ways, but like he did have that great game last week, and then all of a sudden,
Not
let's
great
follow it up with a blizzard. So you know what I'm saying? Who knows? I guess we're not really gonna know any more than that. But
Yeah.
David Carr found a way.
He did. David or Derek?
Him too. No, David Carr found a way, but Derek played. Let's go
There
with
it
that.
is.
Colts
I literally do that. Every
made the
single time.
Lions look like
Don't-
baby lions.
Okay.
Vikings,
Baby lion.
Vikings beat the Packers.
Dalvin Cook beat the Packers.
That is just upsetting. I did not realize that.
Yeah,
That's a bad division loss.
That's
It
a
is for the
horrible
Packers.
loss.
I mean, not
for
any,
anybody.
I guess it would have been if it wasn't for how awful the Bears look. I guess we're gonna get to that eventually.
I told you guys I just don't trust the Packers right now.
Oh, you never can. The Packers are those type of teams that like they'll win a game. And you're like, man, this team can really win it all. All of a sudden, you're like, how would you guys lose 48-7? How did everything go wrong?
Did they lose 48?
Nah, but they were
Oh.
they were getting the
No,
nah,
it was
they kind of tied. It was
28-22.
yeah.
Okay.
It was
within reason.
28-14, but they scored
Oh.
to make it 22, and then kicked an onside. Didn't
And then
get it. So
game's
it was
over.
28-14.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were getting beat.
they were getting
bad in the
handled.
fourth
They were getting
quarter.
handled.
They're
Yeah.
getting handled. Okay.
probably because they couldn't get off the field because Dalvin was just
My
Oof.
ball.
The Chiefs beat the team that should not be in the NFL. The Jets have not done anything ever. They're just horrible every year. They just trade. Who did they trade? Somebody.
I traded somebody to
just got
the
to
Steelers.
the Steelers.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That dude's gonna kiss whoever the GM is on his lips.
yeah.
My-
He went from no wins to no losses.
he's like, I was a starter. I'll play special teams. Whatever. Just
Whatever
get me
you
out of
need.
here. Get me out of here.
whatever you need. And not only they're a bad team, you see bad teams every year, but
Yeah.
this is a team where players don't want to be there. And
They-
and we saw that at the beginning of the year. Your dude who went to Seattle.
Yeah,
Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams.
I'm not gonna play
No,
here. Trade
they're-
me anywhere.
They're inept.
That's
Yes.
bad.
That's
And
a good call
just a
about
bad
Jamal Adams.
franchise.
And, yeah, and not just that, but I've always said this, and this was back when the Niners had whoever that mustache dude was, who was their coach, Tom Sula. It's one thing to be
Gosh, I forgot about
yeah,
that.
it's one thing to be bad, and that happens, but to just be irrelevant
Yeah.
and boring, that's what you can't be, and that's what they are, irrelevant and boring. Shout out to Jose.
I mean, my thing is when you just miss on pick after pick. I
Yeah.
don't
Nah, they
understand
missed
it.
on coach after coach. We don't know if they
True.
missed on pick after pick.
Fair. No,
Because Jamal
that's
Adams
fair.
can play.
Yeah, no, he can play.
We don't know if Darnold's good because he's stuck with this coach. And we might never find out because if they get the first pick, he's probably gone.
He's toast.
Because they're going to want to get 4 more years of that
But we might find out
cheap
because
quarterback.
Darnold might go to another team and end up being good.
Right. Because that's what keeps happening with Adam
Drew
Gase guys.
Brees. Drew Brees.
Devontae Parker has been good since Gase left. Ryan Tannehill's been good since
Yeah.
Gase left.
Yeah.
All right, that's way too much Jets talk. Dolphins beat the Rams.
I created
Tua looked
Adam
really
Gase.
good.
Okay.
Listen, Tua started his first game. He won. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
That's what
12 for 22.
a bad loss for the Rams.
That's a terrible
Because this is a division that they
You don't want to lose. Well, no.
You
I
can't-
guess
you can't afford to lose
you're
these
just up
games.
there. I mean, these are exactly because you have to play your division twice, and I think they played Seattle already, right?
No, that's
They
this
haven't
week
played
coming up.
Seattle. So you got Seattle twice, and they're leading.
I don't even think they played the Cardinals yet.
I feel like
I think they've
played-
only played us. I think they've only played the Niners.
I feel like they played the Cardinals. I can't remember, but anyways, yeah, these are definitely games you need to win.
And it's
But
one,
at the same time, Dolphins are 4-3 now, so
Yeah.
they're not last year's Dolphins.
that's the part I was going to say.
They're a much better team.
Yeah.
A really good quarterback that was playing great this year. He was playing great.
He was playing good. That was the whole point I'm
he
trying
got
to make.
benched.
Yeah, that was the point I'm trying to make. It's like it's okay for him not to play good, fine. But the point is that they still benched a guy who had them in the playoff hunt for that. But you know what's worse than playing not that great and winning? Playing like Jared Goff and losing. So if we're going to talk about Tua not looking that great, Jared Goff really wet the bed yesterday. They were up 7-0 with the ball in the red zone. That could have been it.
Yeah.
Put it out of reach.
Steelers, Ravens, we talked about that game. Lamar Jackson had a couple opportunities, and they just couldn't pull it off at the end. Steelers are 7-0.
And the last 2 games have been, like I said earlier,
they've been playing good teams right now.
That's solid. Those are 2 solid organizations. They beat the Titans, who were undefeated, and then they beat a division rival who only had 1 loss. So,
and what were you talking about, Lamar?
It was just saying that Lamar might want out of Baltimore, which I find very interesting.
Yeah. What
no,
website was that?
I mean, it came up on. It came up on my Google.
What was that? Infowars.
Oh, here we go. Here we
go. Infowars.
Here we go.
.net.
Who gonna bend over backward for Baltimore for Lamar Moore in Baltimore? He's fine.
Yeah, I'm saying. Well, he's still on his rookie deal though, right?
Yeah,
he's still on his rookie deal. So
yeah, I mean, they got to choose this year if they're gonna pick up.
Why would he want out though? They're 5-2. I mean,
it doesn't make sense, but that's one of those things. Like,
that probably never happened.
Yeah, no, and
I need your source though. That determines a lot in why we're even talking about it.
And Pittsburgh also, I mean, just to stay with them, it's one of those teams, just like the Niners last year, where it just so happened that they lost their quarterback, they end up not getting first place, and now they have a schedule that is inferior to their level because they are an upper level team, but they're playing a schedule that is for teams like a third place team. That benefits them, plus staying healthy. And if you do have injuries, you got enough cushion now. You can work through them, and they can set up for the playoffs going forward, and possibly get home field. And if there is fans, which of course there won't be, but at least there's going to be weather. Yeah, and that's one thing that they'll be used to. And some of these
you can't talk about they haven't beat anyone good. I hate when people say that because
what are they supposed to do?
A lot of good teams lose to bad teams. Yeah, so you're beating every team is still in the NFL.
Yeah, and
so you have to beat them.
And these teams that you say aren't good, they would look a lot better if they had beat me and they had a better record.
Exactly.
So you're like punishing me for winning? I don't understand that.
Broncos came back. I did not even realize this till today.
It was tragic.
I thought the game was over, so I definitely wasn't paying attention to the fourth quarter. Broncos ended up coming back, winning 31-30 against the Chargers. Chargers have been in every game they've lost pretty much.
Yeah, I think the number yesterday was they've lost by a combined 19 points in all. I guess 5 or 6 of their losses.
I remember when they had lost to the Saints, and they said their record in games 7 points and under is 1-4. Total record 1-4.
Well, they had that overtime game against the Chiefs in LA.
Yeah,
they've been in all these games where they're right there, and that's that was Herbert's first game after they tried to kill.
After they assassinated
Tyrod
Taylor.
Assassinated?
They did.
They were like, Dr. Vanish, woof, when he was gone.
We're assassinating you without death.
You got any idea who's trying to assassinate you?
Buy all, I know it might be a little late, but buy all Justin Herbert stock, man. Like, that dude's going to be putting up points.
Yeah.
For at least this season, for the foreseeable future. He makes plays that a lot of guys don't make.
Yeah.
They might turn into picks next year. But right now, by all the stuff.
I mean, draft
his arm talent's
but one thing that does come out of losing all these games is you get a great draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
So
and you don't have to get a quarterback, which is the hardest part.
Yeah. So build around him. You never know.
Can they draft a trainer?
It wasn't the trainer that punctured the lung.
Yes. It was a team doctor.
It was a team doctor. Yeah, but look, they also get hurt every year. So can they draft a trainer?
Fair.
Maybe by his third year,
strength and conditioning staff.
He graduates to doctor, doesn't try to murder the quarterback.
Well, it depends on who you got.
He's one of the good ones.
Depends on what the backup is.
Also, side note, if I was Tyrod Taylor, I'd never play again. I'm suing. Never play again.
They're
like,
breaks off the NFL.
My kidney.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I can't play.
How do you?
I won 150,000. Set up for a jawbreaker.
All right, good job, Broncos. 3-4 in a division that they have no chance to win. All right, the Saints,
no
Chiefs.
Well, but the Raiders too. But I'm
Two
just
games
trying
back.
I'm just trying to think of how many teams get in the playoffs
But
this
they
year.
lost to them
A
once.
lot.
Because a lot of teams get in the playoffs this year. So if they just get, I don't know what the bottom part of the AFC looks
I'm
like.
assuming a 9-win team will get in. A
Yeah.
9-win teams
Possibly
get in.
8.
That'll be rough.
That'll be a division winner or something probably if it's
Yeah.
if it's 8 wins.
The NFC is a little bit different because you have a whole division that shouldn't make the playoffs and one team will.
But then you also have a whole division that if
Should-
all were healthy,
well-
the whole division should be in the playoffs if
Yeah.
everyone was healthy.
But they're not.
But they shan't be. Shan't
All right, Saints overtime win against the Bears. Saints were injured. A game the Bears probably should have won.
Absolutely should have won.
They're 5-3 now after starting out better. And I kept saying they
5-1.
looked bad in all their wins anyways.
Yeah.
This was the a lot of win team at the beginning of the year that I knew that looked like that's not a team that's going to be around. It's not a scary team at all.
No.
And
no.
their defense is so good. But when you
know,
got
they,
Nick
they
Foles.
can't decide on who their quarterback is.
Yeah,
They-
I don't know if maybe they might
don't have a
want to
quarterback.
put Trubisky back in. Nick Foles will just have 7 3-and-outs. All of a sudden, 3 90-yard touchdown drives. You're like, oh, there it is.
And that's all. That's it.
Yeah,
that's his
that's
career.
it.
what we were
That's
waiting
it.
on.
We got
You summed up his career in 3.4
exactly.
seconds.
7 straight 3-and-outs.
And 3 long
And then
drives.
3 daggone Elway
Yeah, 2
drives.
touchdowns and a field goal, and they went 17-16.
And then you win a Super Bowl once in a while, and you stay in the league forever.
I mean, this is what happened with Tebow. Similar situations.
Nah,
I mean,
Tebow was
Tebow
the
did that for a
worst
year
thrower
and a half.
I've ever seen in my entire life.
No. But I'm saying in terms of Tebow time, those moments
Yeah, you're
were the
right.
reason that he had so many people
Yeah,
that
but-
were on him. Like, oh no, see, he's perfect in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, like just little stuff.
I
Like,
remember there
it's-
was a game.
He was kneeling before Kaepernick.
Yeah,
What?
I remember
Yes,
there
he
was a game
a little different. Though.
where they went to overtime. There was a face mask on the punt return. He got the ball like 30. He threw one pass for 12 yards. Kicker kicked a 60-yard field goal to win the game, and they were like, "Tebow time!" I was like, "He got a first down. That was
He
it."
got a first.
And they
His
kicked a
kicker-
60-yard field goal. They didn't get a first down and stop trying either. By the way, they got a first down, and he went for the other 3 downs. He was just terrible. They're like, you know what? We're not like just kick it.
Let's just trot out. Who was that? Elam?
That was-
I
was it
feel
Elam or-
like that was Elam.
It might have been
I
Elam.
feel like that
Who was the one
Elam.
who was? It was McManus? Nah, it was before. But in between them, I think. Whoever the other dude was.
Yeah. It could have been McManus.
The white guy.
Yeah.
Seahawks
At
beat the
quarterback.
49ers. It was a close game at halftime.
And then it was.
It
over
was
next.
actually looked like 49ers were going to win before. I mean, not win, but they looked like they were dominating the
And-
first half of the game before Jimmy threw that interception.
And then the limbs
And then everyone
looking
started
like,
going out.
the limbs
Yeah,
started looking
it was-
like Walking Dead. That's
and
what
and
happened.
you can't get.
We already
You can't
had
give
like a
Russ that
practice
many.
squad running
Yeah.
back, like dominating.
We
the
were on
ball.
our 5th running back and our 3rd center.
That's no. Listen,
the
you
third
guys,
center. That's the part that's really.
Oh, that's
impressive
rough.
too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, our
impressive, too.
3rd center. So
Wow.
I mean, it's just one of those years, man. That every team has the one year.
Yeah.
Every year, there's one team. I mean, that you're like, you know what? Injuries just beat them. Like it's just it's a game of attrition, and eventually you just got to let go of the rope. There's just not enough.
And shout
talented
out to
players.
Melissa Ferris for comparing the Seahawks injuries to the 49ers injuries.
Nobody cares. What are you talking about?
No.
Hey, listen.
What injuries?
My
to who?
my team,
To who?
we had about a 4-year stretch where literally the entire team.
Right.
was
Were you
hurt.
good then?
No, but
Okay, then that's the point we're making.
Wait. No. But the reason that Jay Gruden stayed around so long was because we'd be 7-9, 8-8 with literally nobody. Like no receivers.
Well,
The offensive line, Trent Williams would get hurt every year.
I think there's other reasons.
Did Trent get hurt on you guys yet?
He played though. I think there's other reasons Jay
Good.
Gruden stayed around. One really main reason, actually, it's all over him. Anyway,
The Gruden name?
Huh?
Never
kind of.
mind.
Yeah, sure.
We're moving
sure.
on.
He looks like that because of Gruden.
And then the Trash Bowl, we already talked about that. The Eagles, 23-9. So Cowboys have scored in the last 2 games. They have scored 4 field goals in the last 2 games.
Did you see the meme last week?
And literally the field goal that they got last week, like I said, was off of a kick
That's the
return.
thing. They looked worse on offense last. Well, I wouldn't say they looked worse. Just that they played against a better defense last week. Washington, they were never in that game. You see the meme that said the Cowboys flew all the way to D.C. in the middle of a pandemic just to kick a field goal.
Yeah. I did see
Come on,
that.
man.
I did see that one.
Man, leave them boys down what they do. They're down and out right now, man. Leave them boys alone, man.
And that's another team that, they've obviously been dealing with injuries. They're on their third string quarterback.
Right.
They are.
But they still have, the buffet guy in the backfield that looks like he just took the money and didn't run with it.
The buffet guy.
But again, another COVID dude, and I don't know how to judge these guys because we don't know what the effects are, but we
He
know
had
it
COVID?
affects different.
Yeah,
he had
he had COVID.
Remember,
like,
I can't keep up anymore.
True.
Right. Remember, he had the party with Dak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got it back in like May, June. He had
It
it,
was
a long.
early. It
He
was
had it a
early,
long time ago. I mean, he had it
So
like
he had the
I don't
bad
think it was that
version of it.
early, but it was.
he got the first wave COVID.
like July, August. Yeah, he got the.
He had the one that was really bad.
Yeah.
Before it just
Not-
became like
That's
Nick,
not funny.
Nick Saban, I'll be better in 2 days.
Yeah. He just got to quarantine for just one movie, and when that's over, you're
This
good.
is COVID light that we're dealing
Yeah.
with now.
COVID light.
Yeah, you put a lime in this one. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
You good. You'll be fine. President, you'll be fine.
On a beach with Snoop. Good.
You'll be
oh my God.
fine.
No
COVID light.
words. Yeah, with a lime. It was the
Lime.
lime that did it for me.
Diet COVID light with lime.
It's a lime.
It was the lime that did it.
COVID zero.
That's right. It's good.
Diet COVID light with lime zero.
Right.
Oh my God.
Any more than we can build
COVID
off?
seltzer. That was what I was going with. But I
COVID
didn't-
claw. Like, ain't no law with COVID claw.
You don't need to quarantine.
Oh man,
Just get in
With
between.
COVID-19.
we appreciate everyone that sticks around this long
Yeah.
in our show.
This is the part where it
This
starts unraveling.
Starts to fall apart.
Are we done football? Are we talking about Anderson Silva yet?
Oh yeah, let's talk about UFC because actually we have an MMA fighter coming in that we
What?
were for the next show.
I was prepared.
That's right. That's right. You
Actually,
Anderson
O'Day
Silva.
Osborne was in town this weekend, so
Oh.
he just left. So
Oh.
he said next time he's in town, he'll
Okay.
get with us.
That works.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't do it this time, so
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
He was here.
he's gone.
Then he
Baby.
wasn't.
He's gone.
He was at Lake Las Vegas. I'm like, bro, you in town still? Come through the studio. He's like,
Dag. Yeah, he was here. You get to Lake Las Vegas. That's a
Oh, yeah,
that's a
you-
mission.
yeah, he said,
You
I
almost
found like a
local.
spot I want to be at. He's not into the casinos. He's not
Oh.
into that. So he's like, yo, this was really cool.
Vegas, pretty great.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva, he loses to Uriah Hall. They cry in the octagon together. Really sweet moment. Can he be done? I know
He said he's done.
he said
don't-
he's done.
I don't
No,
think
he
he said
didn't.
it.
He didn't say he's done.
Dana
They
said.
keep saying he's done. The post fight interview, he said he was done, and then said, "So are you retiring?" Bisbee asked him, "So is this it? Are you retiring from the?" Well, I wouldn't say retiring.
Yeah. It's like,
I
well,
still.
he made a deal.
I think the UFC has pressured him to retire,
Yeah.
but we've seen that before with other fighters. He might be done with the UFC, which I think he might be.
Last fight of his contract.
But
yeah.
if he still wants to fight and Bellator wants to throw money at him,
Yeah.
De La Hoya wants to throw money
Mm-hmm.
at him. We've seen these other leagues throw money at older fighters.
Yeah.
De La Hoya, go take it.
Yeah. But also, this is the same guy that, for whatever reason, tried to BJ Penn out one more time to fight that one more fight that we all unanimously we were all like,
Yeah.
what is he doing? This is a terrible idea. And BJ went out and looked just as awful as we thought he would.
You want to
And,
know why
and to
Conor?
to me, it messes up their legacies
Well,
because
that's
Anderson
right.
Silva, to me, it does. In my mind, as a
right,
fan,
Right.
in my mind, it does because to me, Anderson Silva at the time was the best of all time. He was unstoppable,
Yeah.
and now with some of these losses he's had,
It starts to be questioned.
yeah,
That's why I was saying in terms of you want to know why Conor, like he should still fight because in the end, it you don't have to chase ghosts that keep losing. You know what I mean? It basically then
and
it's
Conor
like,
was saying fight people on your level, like still go make your money.
Right.
That's what Conor was
And-
saying. For someone like Anderson,
fair enough.
don't try to fight the top in the UFC anymore.
Right.
Listen, go somewhere, make your money, which I agree with. Make your money because
100%.
UFC didn't pay you enough anyway. So
Yes,
go to
yes.
Bellator for 2 or 3 fights where you can fight whoever you want to fight in there.
Yeah.
They're going to pay you no matter. They'll pay you whatever you want at Bellator.
According to Dana, his exact words were, I mean, I can't say his exact words, but if you knew what we paid Anderson Silva, you would bleep your bleep. According to him, they have been paying Anderson, but the thing about it is, man, like, they're fighters. It's what they do. He's not going to stop and start bagging groceries.
But Dana always says he pays people.
Right, that's true, too.
And
Exactly.
the fighters say no.
And at the end of the day, man,
My accountant.
I'm saying,
My accountant
I've
says
always been
no.
one of those, like, hey, make them drag you out of the ring, because once you're done, you can't go back. You can't do it. If I own a business, if I want to sell the business, I can always get another business in 5 years because I got the itch to be an owner again.
Yeah.
In sports, man, once you're done, you're done. Make them drag you out in your shield.
Don't drag me out. Just put me in the booth.
That's cool. I mean,
But
I'm not
some
saying
people
I
don't
have
want
the
to be in
bravery
the
to do
booth.
that.
Yeah, some people don't want to be in the booth. Anderson Silva, I mean, he's not like he doesn't.
And he's not
English
going
is
out
his
there and
second
just
language.
getting
It's not-
crushed. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a competent fighter.
Yeah.
I mean,
and there's
he went,
people he
It was
can
a
beat.
decision with Izzy
Right.
not that
right.
long ago.
And I mean, and also the game plan for him has been out for so long. Like, Uriah Hall just out there just not throwing no punches, and to the point where Silva's like, all right, fine, I'm just gonna come forward. I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know that's not his thing. He waits for you to come to him. And Uriah Hall actually fought that fight. Like, man, if I lose this, there goes my title shot. Wait, you're what?
And I think it would be different if he's been taking a lot of damage to where he's getting concussions and
Yeah.
but he hasn't looked like that. Going back to BJ Penn, listen, this dude had concussions. He was at the point where it's like, bro,
We watched him get knocked
I
out.
almost told a
at
joke
a
I shouldn't have
bar.
told.
Wait.
I'm glad I stopped on the joke.
Is that
No,
the
no,
guy
no.
that we had talked about before?
No, that's not Matt Hughes.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, man.
Thinking about my head.
Nope.
No, listen.
I don't
Listen,
think
Dave still has the best joke I think
No.
ever told on this radio stage. Because I forget what I said.
You know
I,
when Josh has
sitting
tears
right
in his
here.
So,
eyes?
okay.
It's a joke that's not supposed to be told.
Please.
So
don't
no.
do
All right. So all right. So because I did not realize that Matt Hughes had an accident.
Josh
and
ain't
those
never
things,
getting his
right?
credentials back.
Listen. It's still funny. And Dave, and so I said, is he fighting anymore? And I think that
You
may
feel
not
he's
have been
gonna
what I
tell the
said. That may not have been what I said. It was something along those lines. And Dave was like, he's fighting to get out sentences. That was what the joke was. It was still a good joke. Kareem, are you
Well,
good?
it was nice knowing you guys.
Yeah, I'm on my way. Get it like Toby. You on my way.
Listen, tune in Thursday where we'll have a much better show. But listen, if you guys missed the interview, I'm talking about the end.
Oh, fair enough.
We had a great interview with
Great show.
Caroline Ducharme.
Ducharme. Kareem, enjoy your afternoon.
Trust me, I know how to pronounce it.
It's great.
Well, you know what I mean. Sometimes
Don't tell me to
make
trust you when you didn't know 100%.
He said,
I was the one that had to say it.
well, that's kind of what trust
Fair
means.
enough.
You're supposed to know 100%. That's what trust means.
Well, listen.
Jesus, trust me.
Listen.
Well, not all the time.
Uh,
Sorry, kid. Sorry, kid. You're on your own. I was busy helping somebody else.
No, that one time you felt like I didn't trust you. I carried you. I was carrying you in the sand.
oh,
Pastor Williams.
oh, hello.
I was
One
carrying
set
you
of-
in
one
the sand.
set of
Is he
footprints.
doing the footprint?
Just like
One set of footprints.
Wow.
Pastor
I
Williams,
carried
just like
you.
Anderson Silva out to pastor. Yeah, that's right.
Tune in. We might have an NBA player here on Thursday, so we'll have to act better.
Not the football player. Well, I got that wrong for like 3 weeks.
Wrong Troy Brown.
Yeah.
I'm on my way. Get it like Toby.
We're out. Peace.
Don't get cozy.